Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, man, we're going to be talking about some pretty unfortunate news surrounding Twitch. Now, some of you might hear this and you might be a little happy because obviously Twitch has just been destroying their relationship with a pretty good portion of their community over the last few years. There's plenty of different things that have kind of contributed to that, but there's been kind of a mixed reaction to this news so far. I think a lot of people who are excited to hear this are like under the idea that the people who are responsible for all the bad decision making at Twitch are the ones getting laid off here, but I mean, unfortunately, that's just not typically how company layoffs work, right? Usually the people who are getting their jobs basically taken from them, right? They're the lower tier employees, they're the people who are probably doing a lot of the backbreaking work, while the moronic executives who get to keep their jobs are the ones making all the decisions that we've all hated in recent mind, right? So today, well, it leaked yesterday, but today we finally got confirmation from the CEO of Twitch that 500 employees are going to be laid off from Twitch. This represents about 35% of the total workforce at Twitch, which obviously, that is a pretty significant reduction, right? I mean, that's over a third of your company. We're starting to approach half of your employees at that point. I think this is the first of the Twitch layoffs. I don't remember hearing about any other layoffs in recent mind. Hopefully, obviously, this is the last of them, but I mean, this is a pretty shocking blow, it seems like, really, to the entirety of Twitch. I mean, a few weeks ago, there was a news headline going around that they were going to stop using Twitch in South Korea. It'd no longer be available there because the costs just outweighed the income and they weren't making a profit there. And I think a lot of people, they didn't really see it then, but I think when companies, especially ones like Twitch that have the partnership of Amazon under their belt, when they start announcing things like that, that's kind of, at least from what I've been able to see, that's kind of writing on the wall in a way, right? That usually does not mean that there is positive developments coming forward for the company. And then now, obviously, hundreds of people have lost their jobs today at Twitch, and who knows if they'll even be the last, right? Who knows if this is the last downsizing Twitch will be doing? We really don't know, but to the Twitch community, I wanted to send a short note to let you know we've made the difficult decision to reduce the size of our workforce today. At this point in time, we are focused on communicating with our employees and providing them with clarity on how this impacts each of them. We greatly value the employees we're saying goodbye to today as people and professionals, and are grateful for all the efforts they made to support all of you. I'm sharing a copy of the email that I sent out to the company this morning to provide more context on this decision. Please know that Twitch remains focused on serving our streamers and ensuring that this is the best place to live stream for many years to come. I know you'll have additional questions on how it might impact the community, and I'll host a stream on Twitch on Thursday, January 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific time to speak with all of you. Dan. So, I actually did miss a round of layoffs from back in 2023 I forgot about. I think I made a video about this when it happened, but back last year, about 400 employees were laid off by Twitch, and then now, of course, another 500 or so are gone. So in a matter of about a year now, Twitch has laid off about 1,000 people, which is about representative of what? Anywhere from 60 to 70% of their workforce. I mean, that is not a good sign for this company. And the writing, like I said, it's been on the wall for so long, right? I mean, we come on here, it seems like every other week, and there's some new mind-bogglingly terrible decision being made by the higher-ups at Twitch, right? Whether it be basically allowing all nudity and then next week having to turn it off because everybody was just completely breaking the site with it. I mean, what good decision have we really seen Twitch come out with in the last few years? I can't really think of very many. So it's in a way pretty sad to watch all this happen, right? I know a lot of you are sitting there, Optimus, man, how could you even be sad about this? You've made so many videos critiquing Twitch, shitting on Twitch, saying, that something needs to change, something needs to happen. Well, now something's changing, it's happening, and, it might be sad these people lose their jobs, but why do you give a fuck? Well, I mean, keep in mind, 1,000 people that, like I said, they probably didn't have much to do with, or anything to do with, the actual processing at the company, the actual decision-making, These people were probably the guys who were being the social media intern, or, the guy who is in the finance department, right? It's those people. It's the actual employees who are doing the work, following the orders, that are most likely to have been affected by these layoffs. That's how companies typically work. Like the lower seniority, youngest at the company, least important quote-unquote employees go first. And to these higher ups, they're not going to point the fingers at each other and say, hey, this is the guy who's got to go. It's going to be, the people sitting in the cubicle doing the work, right? So you keep seeing news stories like this for Twitch where it's clearly not going well. It's clearly at that company, things are not going well, right? And it just makes you wonder, like, what actually happens next, right? What's the plan forward for Twitch? I mean, they've lost, at this point, it seems like the majority of their employees in the last year. They have had most of their top streamers poached by YouTube, Kick, Rumble, all these other platforms that have broken into the streaming market. Their public reputation is at literally maybe basement level. I mean, it's not even at first floor level. It's negative at this point with how much brand damage they've done in the last maybe 2 to 3 years. The advertisers, I'm sure they're not totally thrilled with the most recent debacle, if you want to call it that, right? So at this point, it's like, who exactly is happy with Twitch, right? Who exactly is looking positively at Twitch? There really isn't that many people. And I mean, the competition, it's getting higher than ever. I know I clown on Kick a lot. I shit on these Kick streamers for the kinds of content that they make, and that's all justifiable, but ultimately, Kick has become a viable competitor to Twitch. Now, am I saying that Kick is going to go on to compete with YouTube and it's going to, be some massive platform? I don't really know. I don't really think that they're going to be in the same stratosphere when this is all said and done, but I mean, it looks like Kick might actually be the Twitch killer at this point because, like, what the fuck is going on at this company, man? Like, it seems like everything was going fine for so long up until, like, the last couple years, and then they just did it to themselves. Like, I really have a pretty hard time believing that if, like, all these massive controversies didn't happen in the last few years, where they pushed their community away, they refused even to spend money to keep their creators on the platform, all these different things, I don't think Twitch would really be in this boat right now, you know what I mean? I don't think they would really be in this predicament, but I mean, that's the unfortunate element of doing business, right? Like, people always consider when you're running a company and whatnot, oh, well, you're just gonna make money if you're the CEO, man. All you gotta do is just sit in a chair and make money. That isn't necessarily the case. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like most of these CEOs and whatnot are doing 70 hours of back-breaking work a week or whatever, but like, you still have to make fundamentally sound decisions that make sense for your company. You still have to manage the internal affairs of that company, right? Like, there's still so many things that you have to just do, right? And put up with and manage and survive through. And the people who've been running Twitch, and I don't want to shit on Dan Clancy too much because he's honestly like a new CEO. I'm pretty sure he's only been there for a few months, but like, for him, he kind of inherited a shit show. Let's just be honest here, right? Like, he kind of just picked up the shit bucket in a way here and has to deal with that. But I mean, even then, it doesn't make sense how this company has been able to floor itself. Like, at one point in time, dude, I remember people genuinely believing that Twitch would one day, and I was on board with this, right? Twitch would one day implement better video platform, and it would become like a legitimate, viable, Amazon-led competitor to YouTube, right? Like, 5 years ago, we were all looking at Twitch like, damn, this website's doing really well. They keep this shit up. They really might be able to compete with YouTube. This might be the competitor we all needed. And then now 5 years later, we're looking at it like, well, the websites ran by, the gamblers and prankers and whatnot might actually outlast Twitch. Like, what the fuck is even going on? What really blows my mind, right, is I feel like a lot of people forget this. Amazon owns Twitch, right? Amazon owns this company. So, like, obviously, Amazon is one of the most profitable, largest, most successful companies ever created, right? You would think that at a certain point in time, some of the leadership there would step in like, yo, we spent fucking however much money on Twitch to buy it. It's kind of going through the floor. What are we gonna do here, right? Like, it just, from the outside looking in, looks like Amazon gave up on Twitch a long time ago. They didn't seem very interested in fixing the problems that the platform faced. And I know I'm talking about it like Twitch just announced that they're shutting the servers off tomorrow and whatnot, but like, how close are we to that actually being the case here? I mean, over the last like 2 years now, all we've heard about from the company is how they have to stop allowing streaming in this country because the servers are too expensive, or they've got to take a larger cut of the creators' money and donations and subscriptions because they need to spend more money on running the servers. So obviously they're having some sort of like financial problem keeping things afloat on the finance end alone, right? then you throw in everything else, man. It's just a giant concocted Caesar's salad of cancerous problems for this fucking company, man. It's just, how much longer does Twitch really have? I don't know. Honestly, if I have to give it a guess at this point, I would be genuinely surprised if Twitch is around in 3 years. Just at the way it's going, man. Like, if Twitch survives another 3 years without being degraded to a modern day, like, story fire or something, I will be fucking surprised. Because I look back to like 2021 into now, and it wasn't perfect in 2021, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of problems even then, but you look at it now and dude, it just has gone nothing but downward. It's only been a downward spiral. And I don't really see the way out now, you know what I mean? Because like the PR is already fried, you know, you've already destroyed your relationships with so many massive creators. They've all left the platforms. The smaller creators feel like you're giving out favoritism. They don't like your platform algorithm because they say it's hard to grow. The viewers are tired of getting on there and being subjected to seeing basically porn on the front page of the fucking platform every time they open it up. Like, there's just so many different issues going on that aren't being addressed. I don't know if you can even address them at this point. I think they just kind of let the ball roll too far in a way, right? They kept trying to dip their toes in this whole shit that was like causing controversy. They kept trying to find a way to make it work, even though the answer clearly was that it was never going to work. These are the types of situations that unfold when companies don't actually listen to the feedback, when they don't really listen to the consumer, even in this situation, the people literally making the product, that being the content creators. It's never destined to go well in that state, right? So now we're seeing all these layoffs happen at Twitch. A lot of us are wondering if the platform even has another few years left in it. I mean, my genuine advice for anybody still streaming on Twitch, you need to find a backup plan immediately. And then another thing too, I just want to point out, because I feel like a lot of people, when this all was happening, right, they kind of saw these numbers and got way too confused about it, right? But obviously a few years ago, we were going through a fucking global pandemic, right? There was a lot of these like lockdowns and shit going on. People had to stay inside. We were all quarantining when we were sick. And so people were spending more time than ever playing video games, watching Twitch, watching YouTube, watching TikTok, doing all this online shit, right? Obviously now we're not in the same predicament. People are back to work. People are back going outside, doing normal things and whatnot. And so viewership and whatever, it was never going to maintain those highs, right? And I think a problem that Twitch, and maybe even to a certain degree, other entertainment platforms may have made during that time, is they took that massive growth during the pandemic and whatnot, and they saw the numbers wrong. They saw this like, oh, hey, we're really blowing this platform up. We're really getting these users in, man. But like, I don't think many of them considered the long-term capability of keeping those viewers in there, right? And so you saw platforms like Twitch and whatnot, with all these massive growth numbers, start scaling and doing all this insane stuff, growing their platforms. And I think that Twitch just grew themselves to a point during that period in time that was just massively unsustainable long-term. And now look at where they're at, right? They've laid off like 1,000 employees total. The company's PR is done, and everything is just circling the drain, it seems like. I don't know. Maybe this video is a little bit too far ahead in terms of like how far Twitch has left. But I mean, the writing, once again, it's on the fucking wall. Like, we're seeing it happen in live time right now, man. And if they don't hit the brakes as quick as they can and get something fixed here, this company is going to go under. So with that being said, man, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus talking about the Twitch layoffs and signing out. And that's a wrap on this video, but a big shout out to my Optimus Nation supporters. You guys are the real MVPs here. Your support with just $10 a month unlocks a treasure trove of exclusive videos, constantly updated, archived live stream VODs, and early access to all new uploads. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.